everyone, and welcome to DryerDays Art Studio. Thank you so much for being here today. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I got a video to you. I have been working on this piece for 3 to 4 weeks, and it was finally completed, and I had so much footage that I decided to make this a two-part video because there is a lot to go over. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and how I made this freeform geode little side table here. I think it's gorgeous. I love how it turned out. We used a lot of fun products, so let's get right into the video here. So I have made a couple of freeform geodes before. You can find them on my channel. I will link them in the description below if you're interested, or you can hit the lowercase I in the upper right hand corner to see those videos. But to get started here, what I'm going to do is I laid down some brown paper on my table, and I'm using a yardstick and a pencil, and I'm simply boxing in a 2-foot by 2-foot square. I had measured one of our end tables that we have in our living room, and that was about the size of the end table. It was 2 feet by 2 feet. I knew that I wanted that to be the general size of the table, and so I'm just going to create that box here with the yardstick, and then I will be able to sketch in my geode shape within that square. So I came inside and made it more like a 21 by 21 inch because the 24 just seemed a little big for me for what I was trying to do. And there you can see I sketched my shape, and now I'm going to take some tracing paper and I'm going to basically make one big sheet of tracing paper here, taping it all together, and I'm going to trace the shape because I wanted to make 2 matching tables. And I really like this general shape, so I'm glad I made it now on the tracing paper so I can recreate it again later. And I am just using clear yard bags here, so basically like trash bags that are clear. They're a nice thin feel to them, and I'm stretching it nice and taut and taping it down. Now I wanted to show you guys here, I'm using some Gorilla 100% caulk and a new caulking gun that I got. All of this on Amazon. So I have really small hands, and I joke that I have very weak wrists and kind of weak hands. And so I needed a gun that was going to be really easy to use because we had a really old one that I've used in my old videos, and it was so hard for me to squeeze the silicone out and to get a really nice line. So my husband is going to help me here get this set up because he's very handy and really good with tools. So there you can see he's pulled that out. I'm just going to call it like the lever or the thingy because that's how I describe it. And here we're going to take one of the tubes of silicone here, and I'm going to kind of figure out how large I think I want the hole to be. And we're going to cut it on an angle. There we go. And we're going to put it back in there. And then we can close up that lever on the end. But one thing that my husband pointed out to me here was that even though I cut a hole in the tip, there is still an inner seal in there. That's what he's pointing to there. So he's going to help his wife out here who knows nothing about these things. Here I'm instructing him to get in the view of the camera so that we can all see what he's doing. Okay, so here you can see there's this handy dandy hole poker thingy. That's what we're going to call that, the hole poker thingy, which I would not have even noticed if he didn't point it out. Comes out real easily there. Take your tube that already has the hole cut in the tip. He's just jamming it in there. You can see there we've punctured that seal on the inside. Now we've got a little silicone, so here I come with my wipes that I use for everything. We're just going to clean that off. Put it back. There we go. Put it back in there. Now he's going to close up the lever thingy to make it nice and tight. There we go. And then when I go to pull the handle or the trigger there, it's going to come out nice and smooth. So make sure we have that angle tip down. Okay, there we go. Got some coming out. And this worked so nicely. It worked really well with my small hands and my weak wrists. Once I had the caulk down, I used a popsicle stick to just gently press down on that caulk to make sure that it was nice and flush with the plastic so that we have a nice seal, or else we could get some resin seeping out under that caulk. So we want to make sure we have a nice tight seal there. We're going to come around for layer 2 of caulk here, and I'm just going to build it right on top of that last layer. Coming all around. Again, was really smooth, really easy to use, and just going to push down with the popsicle stick. Now, I have done this in previous videos with clear silicone caulk. You can use either one. I chose to use white for this video because I knew it would really stand out on my table and be really easy for you guys to see, but you can use whichever you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't impact your resin piece at all. Kept coming around. I did about 5 layers of this to really build it up because I knew I wanted a thick table that was going to be at least 1 inch deep. Because it's a table, you know, we want it to be sturdy. And then I'm going to use tabletop epoxy from Total Boat. Really, really love this tabletop epoxy. It's really durable. Ultra clear. I get very, very little bubbles with this resin, which is amazing. That's about 20 ounces right there for my first layer. And you can see over here to the left, we're going to be using black pearl, white, deep lavender, purple, and a little bit of violet vixen. And for this first layer, I knew that I wanted it to be the darkest. I wanted to kind of have that really dark base and work up and get lighter and add in my golds and stuff like that. I also knew I wanted a little bit of clear negative space in the middle. So you will see how I build that and do that as I go along here. What I love about these pigments is they can be mixed to get the hue that you want. So I actually use the purple, deep lavender, and violet vixen to get the purples that I really desired. And there you can see I added some black pearl to really deepen them up. I'm going to go in towards the middle, work from the outside in. Really making sure I'm getting all my resin out on the table. I wanted to use every drop of it to build up this table. And here is that darker purple that I created with the violet vixen, purple, and some black pearl in there. It's a really pretty deep purple. And I added a little clear in the middle. As I said, I wanted a little bit of negative space in the middle. I knew I was going to put some crystal quartz in there. Layering some clear around that dark purple to break it up a little bit. And we'll keep building, building, building. And we're going to come in and hit with some heat, pop those bubbles, and we're going to let this layer sit. I'm going to let it sit for about 12 hours, and then I'm going to come in and do a second layer. And here's a real quick time lapse of the second layer that I did, which I still wanted to have the purples in, obviously, and I'm also adding in some white pigment. All of these pigments and colors you can find at DryerDaysArtStudio.com. They're all part of my Color Joy line. And we're just going to keep building and going around, still adding clear in that middle, drizzling some clear over to marry those colors together, and then of course hit with some heat. So guys, stay tuned for part 2. So please stay tuned for part 2. That is going to be coming in the next day or two. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more free content, and I will see you over at part 2.